Good morning children and welcome back to your chemistry class. In this chapter of alcohols, phenols and ethers, today we are going to do the third kind of chemical reaction, that is reaction involving both alkyl and hydroxyl groups. So the first one under this category we are going to study about the oxidation. Okay, so over here the primary alcohols, okay, the primary alcohols, they are easily oxidized first to aldehydes, right, and then to the acids. So for example, RCH2OH, what is this? This is your primary alcohol. So it easily will get oxidized to first, what did I say, aldehyde, that is RCHO. How? In the presence of K2Cr2O7 or with dilute H2SO4. It will remove water and it will form your aldehyde, and finally on further oxidation it is going to form you an acid. What is that acid? It is the carboxylic acid, right? So let's take one example over here, like ethanol, CH3CH2OH, then oxidation takes place in the presence of K2Cr2O7 or dilute sulfuric acid. Water will be removed. What is it going to form? An aldehyde. Which aldehyde? Because we are using C2H5, therefore it is going to form CH3CHO. This is called as acetaldehyde. Further on oxidation, it is going to give us acetic acid, that is CH3COOH. Okay, this was your primary alcohol. Now let us see in the secondary alcohol what happens. Secondary alcohols are also easily oxidized but not to aldehydes. They get oxidized to ketones. So let's talk about secondary alcohols over here. So secondary alcohols, straight away I am writing over here an example, like CH3CH3CHOH. What is this? This is your secondary alcohol. When gets oxidized in the presence of what? K2Cr2O7 or dilute H2SO4, removal of water, it is going to form H3C ketone first, CH3 double bond O, okay, which further gets oxidized to form acetic acid, that is CH3COOH plus CO2 plus H2O will also be given out over here. Now let us talk about tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohols, they are not oxidized by alkaline or neutral cheminophore, but they readily get oxidized by acidified cheminophore or K2Cr2O7, and they give the mixture of ketone and carboxylic acids. Okay, so here let's see, I'm taking a tertiary alcohol, so it can be CH3OH. This is a tertiary alcohol, right? So when we oxidize it with what? Acidified cheminophore or K2Cr2O7, then it is going to give us CH3 double bond CH2, okay, which on further oxidation is going to give us H3C CH3 double bond O, a ketone, plus CO2 plus H2O will be given out. Okay, so these were the oxidation reactions when both the alkyl and the hydroxyl group, they bring about reaction. They are involved in the chemical reaction. Now next, let's come to the second type of the reaction, where we are going to see the dehydration reactions. It is due to the use of concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, so over here, when the primary alcohols, they are heated with the concentrated sulfuric acid at around 160 to 170 degrees, they undergo dehydration, and what do they form? Alkenes. Okay, so let's take one example over here, like CH3 CH2OH. This is the primary alcohol. What did I say? In the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, temperature ranges from 160 to 170 degrees. In the Kelvin scale, it is around 433 to 443 Kelvin. Okay, this was in degree Celsius and this is in Kelvin. What is it going to give? Ethene. CH2 double bond CH2 and water will be released. Okay, then the dehydration of the secondary and the tertiary alcohols, always they occur in accordance with the Sidzew's rule. Okay, so over here let us see the Sidzew's rule also, that is CH3 CH2 CH3OH. This is the alcohol we are using, that is butanol 2, right? This, when it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid at what temperature? 440 Kelvin. It is going to first give us an alkene, which is your major product, that is CH3 CH double bond CH3, right? This is your butene, which is your major product, plus minor product of CH2 CH double bond CH2. This is but1ene, which is your minor product. Okay, so but2ene or butene 2, it is your major product, and but1ene will be your minor product. Thus, the ease of dehydration of alcohols, what does it follow? It follows that the tertiary alcohols are more reactive than secondary alcohol, and lastly to the primary alcohol. Okay, now remember over here that concentrated sulfuric acid is used, but not concentrated HCl or concentrated HNO3 over here will be used. Is that very clear to all of you? Right? Next, we are going to talk about dehydration in the presence of alumina. So over here, like, let's take a primary alcohol CH3 CH2OH. In the presence of alumina, what temperature? 240 to 250 degree Celsius. Here, instead of alkene, now what is it going to form? It will form an ether. So it is going to form C2H5O C2H5. This is your diethyl ether will be formed along with water. Clear? When sulfuric acid is added, then it is giving you an alkene. But if you are dehydrating it with aluminum oxide, then we are getting a diethyl ether, right? Then CH3 CH2OH. How can we get alkene? So with this alumina at 360 degrees, you continue heating. See, till 250 you are getting ether. But if you continue this heating up to 360 degrees, then you will also get the ethene, that is CH2 double bond CH2, and water will be given out. Third type of a reaction is action of hot copper. right? So primary alcohols, they undergo dehydrogenation to give aldehydes. Undergo dehydrogenation, okay, and what do they give? They give aldehydes. So like for example, CH3 CH2OH, this is your primary alcohol. When treated, action of hot copper, when treated with copper at what temperature? 573 Kelvin. Then on dehydrogenation, what are we supposed to get? An aldehyde. So we get CH3 CHO and hydrogen is given out. Okay. Then in case of secondary alcohol, it undergoes dehydrogenation to give ketones. Undergoes dehydrogenation to give what? Ketones. So primary alcohols, they under dehydrogenation give aldehyde. Secondary alcohol undergoes dehydrogenation and they give ketones. So for example, CH3 CH3, I hope you are understanding this. This is an alcohol when treated in the presence of copper, hot copper at temperature 573 Kelvin. So it should give you a ketone. Okay. So here is your ketone, C double bond O. Then what are you left with? Plus H2 will be given out. Okay. CH3 CH3 double bond O. So H2 is given out over here. And lastly, about the tertiary alcohols, they undergo dehydrogenation to give alkenes. Undergo dehydration, clear, to give alkenes. They do not show dehydrogenation, but they show dehydration, that is removal of water. So over here, CH3 CH3 CH3OH. So when copper passes through in the presence of 573 Kelvin, then what is it going to form? It should form an alkene. So let's look over here, the alkene formation. C1CH3, another CH3, okay, then double bond CH2 plus H2O. So these were some of the chemical reactions of alcohols. Distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. The Lucas test. This is what we have to do, right? So what is the Lucas reagent? The Lucas reagent, it is a mixture of 1:1 ratio of concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. Okay, so what is Lucas reagent? It is a mixture of 1:1 ratio of concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. So when this Lucas reagent, it is added to any unknown alcohol at room temperature, right? Then and after that the mixture is shaken. Different types of alcohols will be observed over here with different rate of reaction. What did I say? That when this Lucas reagent, which is a mixture of 1:1 ratio of concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride, it is added to your unknown alcohol at room temperature and it is shaken well. then different types of alcohols can be shown with different rate of reactions, right? For example, over here, say tertiary alcohol, right? It forms turbidity immediately, right? Then the secondary alcohol, what happens? If it is a secondary alcohol, then it is going to form turbidity within 5 minutes. Then forms turbidity within 5 minutes. Okay. And if it is a primary alcohol, then shows or forms no turbidity at room temperature. Clear? Over here, what did we study? The rate of reaction is different for the secondary, tertiary and the primary alcohols by using Lucas reagent. So once again, how can we distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols? By using Lucas reagent. What is Lucas reagent? It is a reagent or mixture of 1:1 ratio of concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. So if any alcohol is given, we add this Lucas reagent and shake it well and observe what happens. If it forms turbidity immediately, then it is a tertiary alcohol. After 5 minutes, let it stand for some time, and after 5 minutes, if it shows turbidity, then it is your secondary alcohol. And even till then, no turbidity is found, then it is termed as your primary alcohol. So I wind up over here. Next time I shall begin with your phenols. Thank you.